everybody.
Oh, such a familiar sound, isn't it?
Our favorite.
Yes, it is.
My goodness.
And we have quite a few this time, so without any further ado, let's get into the ceremony of the names.
Yes.
Now, you should explain a little bit, Kim, that maybe I'll explain. We had to make a little bit of an adjustment here, folks.
Do some remodeling?
Yes. In the last nails of Coffin, we had this family right here, like right in here. And we've actually had to move you a little bit because this family right here and friends, it's not over with yet. It's not over with.
They're not done.
No, so we're going to kind of keep all of them together. So what we've done is we've had to remodel, as Kim said, and we got 3 additional pins.
The orange ones.
Right here. And name their names and tell the story if there's a story.
Okay. Now, Mark wanted us to use his full name, and he's got a YouTube channel, so we'll be telling, their story.
Cool.
But it's Mark Fox, Mary, and Harry.
Right here, guys. And these 3 are all connected with these on the side here. So, yeah. Keep it coming.
That's why they're all
Watchtower,
together.
meanie, Tico Parson.
So, Sharon, since we moved all of these coral pins, this family, over to here, we've got room now here for some more of you guys, so we'll keep that space open for you.
We will. But we can only do that for, so long because, as you can all tell, it's beginning to get a little crowded.
Yes.
Okay, where do we go from here, dear?
Okay, we should have 6 red ones in the top right corner.
Yep, right up here.
Okay, this is a couple and friends they helped wake up. And this is for Janice, Edward, Daphne, Ray, Alexis, and Caleb.
Wow. Oh, the friends are doing such marvelous work these days, aren't they?
I know it. Okay, and then we've got 4 red ones on the right side by the orange ones.
Yeah,
okay,
right down here.
And this is a family. This is for Mark, Debbie, their daughter, and their son-in-law.
Wow.
Yes.
Love it.
And they didn't get back with me on their first names or initials, so we're just going to go ahead and do it, and that's for their daughter and son-in-law. Okay, so next we should have 2 clear green ones.
These 2 right here.
This is for Seth and Nadine, and he has a YouTube channel called Extreme Direction, and we're going to be sharing parts of their story. Wow.
Cool.
And then we should be 7 red ones.
Yeah, these 7 red ones right
Okay,
here.
this is for Corey, Mike, Kyle, Brittany, Frank, Ray, and Peter. This is for a family and friends.
Cool.
So, all right. Now we should have a black one.
Black one right here.
All right.
Yep.
This is for Alex. And then another Alex is clear. Okay.
Wonderful.
And then we have a clear blue one, which is Anthony.
Right here.
Okay. And then we have a clear purple one with a black dot.
I don't know if you can see the black dot, but it's right there.
This is for Heather because her family has basically been blackballed by the congregation because the mom has epilepsy and they say she's demonized.
Wow. Didn't you just feel the love of this organization?
Yeah. And Heather's been sharing her story, and it's like, wow.
Absolutely heartwarming, Watchtower, how you throw people away.
Yeah, just because they have a medical condition, you call them demonized. What do you think that does to a person when you put a label like that on them?
Yep.
Despicable. Okay, then we should have a yellow one.
This one right here.
This is for Kate.
Kate.
And then we should have a dark pink one.
Yeah, right
Vanessa.
there. Welcome to your freedom, everybody.
And then a clear coral one.
Right there, yep.
Okay, this is for Viv. Okay, then we have a clear green one.
Right there.
This is for Anne.
Cool.
And then we have 2 blue ones up in...
Yeah, should be these. Let's see, we put 3 up there, didn't we? Yeah, okay.
Did you forget?
Yeah, where do we put the other 2? Or did we forget those two?
Or is it those two blue ones?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm confused. No, you're right. You're right. Because I forgot about the family of 12 coming up. Okay, that's right. Here are the two blue ones that Kim just spoke of.
This is a father and son, Robert and Bradley.
Cool.
Okay, and then we have a gray one.
Yeah, right here.
Tyler.
Now comes the family and friends of 12, right?
No. Now back to the three blue ones that are
pardon
between.
me. Right up here. Here we go.
Poor Mikey, he's confused. Between the J and the side of the JW.org?
Yes, these three right here.
Okay, this is for Erwin, Darren, and Phyllis.
Cool.
And then, my goodness, going to the third page, a family of 12. This is for the Peter family. And they are purple. And we have JP, SP, CP, TP, and then 6 kids.
Wow.
12. So
my goodness.
The Peter family.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We get you all.
It's a good thing you can count.
Yes. Welcome to your freedom, everybody. This is fantastic.
I know it. And then we should have some clear blue ones.
Yes, right here.
Family of 5. Now this is for Andrea. We just found her YouTube channel this morning, and her YouTube channel is called Andrea Nicole, and then there's a space and it says Myers, and I'm going to put a link down below to these YouTube channels that I mentioned. Andrea Nicole. The video we watched this morning is XJW. I got disfellowship because I got raped. It's like, wow. Now it's great because this is Marcus Vaughn's sister.
Yes.
And so...
wonderful.
This is great.
So we have her and her 4 children, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and
so it's Andrea, and then we have Stephen, Jamie, Dre Vaughn, and Jaya. So,
welcome to your family.
My goodness.
Your family. Welcome to your freedom, all friends and family. I'm a little tired yet this afternoon. We've done a lot this weekend.
He spent 3 hours on the phone.
Yes, this morning, and then yesterday another couple hours talking with current JWs that just woke up recently. They're watching our videos. They're identifying with Christ, and it's just a shameful what Watchtower has done to not only these people but all of us. And for this reason, Watchtower people are reaching out to the XJW community because they know that we as XJWs, we have something that they desperately need to hear. And they are reaching out, despite what your benevolent governing body says about not talking to apostates, because they're doing it, Watchtower.
Because they know they can't get love inside the organization.
Love, understanding, kindness, consideration.
The one, they sent me an email, and all it said is, please, I'm just waking up. I just need to talk to somebody. And so I sent, I felt the anguish coming through on the email, and so I sent him our phone number, and several others that I sent him our phone number. And Mikey, that's why he's a little tired. He has spent the entire weekend talking to people. Most of them are current Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
And
just waking up.
Just waking up. And so,
some of the things that are doing at Watchtower is you're replaying the bunker videos again and during your Kingdom Hall meetings. People are finding the courage to go and watch the Australian Royal Commission, and they're hearing your governing body member, Jeffrey Jackson, lie under oath. See, you governing body members are supposed to be the ones that are chosen by Christ to rule over mankind as kings and priests. Well, what the hell are you guys doing lying in court? Because you have this fear of man that Let so perfectly talked about a few weeks ago in his morning worship, if I remember right. You see, Watchtower, you guys ain't pulling the wool over anybody's eyes any longer because people can see it. and they're walking away from it. So welcome to your freedom, everybody. Once again, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do this. And I think we have some stories now we want to share, don't we?
Yeah, and some more congregation and Kingdom Hall closings. And I just wanted to mention, Cindy, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to put you and your kids on this one. I was waiting to hear back from you, so we'll get you on the next one. So, and anybody I missed, I apologize. I had a lot of emails to go through. And sometimes if it doesn't have nail in the coffin in the subject line, I don't see it until I get to that email, which is usually a couple months later. So I apologize. I will eventually get to it. And if you want to be a nail in the coffin, go to watchtower.exposed, click on contact, and just send us either the first names or initials. Or if you are still in and are afraid of being discovered, you can use your middle names also.
Yep.
So, anyway, now you all know that Mike went to his Mountain Man rendezvous last week, and he has a dear friend, a buddy, Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan and Debbie. Welcome to the family.
And congratulations on your wedding and wonderful future together.
Yes, yes. And so...
But without any further ado, I also have a message from my buddy Jonathan. He was so kind as to give me a hat, and it said, "Would anyone die for you? Jesus did it." Now, he said that I had to wear this during a video, and it just so happens to be that what I'm going to talk about comes from Jonathan.
Now, Jonathan's never been a witness.
No, never been a witness. He actually lives in East Texas, close to where the Watchtown Bible Tract Society built a assembly hall. Now, over the course of time, Jonathan watched as he drove by this assembly hall on weekends. Every weekend, this assembly hall was being used and packed with vehicles in the parking lot. And this past week at our Mountain Man rendezvous, like always, we're sitting around the campfire sipping on a little rum, swapping old war stories. Who had the best tiebreaker, right, Jonathan? But he also made an interesting observation regarding that assembly hall. Now, keep in mind, Kim and I have talked about in recent videos about how in East Texas, the San Antonio area, how Watchtower has now combined the English and Spanish-speaking congregations into one district convention, because it appears to be there's not enough JWs now to have two separate conventions. So to make a long story short, Jonathan is telling me that these days, when he drives by that same assembly hall, it's a hit and miss as to whether there's vehicles in the parking lot over the weekend. And that's a very interesting observation, because we're also hearing other stories from that part of the country, Oklahoma involved, that Kingdom Halls are now closing right and left. Elders are being disfellowshipped from the congregations for apostasy, and a lot of other things. So this is really exciting.
Yes, it is. And since Michael just stole my thunder...
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
I will go ahead and say that, since I have the details and he's just going off a hearsay. So thank you, Randy, for posting this on Facebook. Love you guys. A friend of mine that is awake but still undercover inside the organization just told me some exciting news regarding recent events in Texas. I'm very familiar with the area as we went there often. She told me big going-ons in, I believe it's pronounced Boerne, Texas. It's Boerne. Outside San Antonio. Talked with a brother, and he said they had to disfellowship 3 elders for apostasy, one being the Kobe, or the coordinator. Also, they're closing Kingdom Halls down all over for lack of brothers in congregations. Not being able to pay expenses. Kingdom Hall's more than half empty. This brother can't figure out what's going on.
We know what's going on. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Okay, now we had mentioned about the Kingdom Hall closing in North Carolina. I remember, right? Okay, now this person says, I do know that the Hurley School Road congregation in Salisbury, North Carolina was disbanded not long ago. Salisbury is where the assembly hall is for this region. I am not sure as to the reasoning or if it was combined with another congregation, as there are 4 congregations in Salisbury. Anyway, let's hope this trend continues. Us too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, now in Fayetteville, North Carolina, they are selling a Kingdom Hall. They told everyone that it was because they need money to build halls overseas. So they're admitting it.
Wow, they need money. That's the key word. They need money.
Yeah, to build Kingdom Halls overseas. Okay, she goes on. And this is from Miss G. Thank you. The sad part about this is they chose to sell the one that has the oldest members in it. There are several elderly sisters over the age of 77 who now have to drive across town to get to a meeting. A lot of them say they have a hard time seeing at night, but by gosh, they can't miss a meeting.
Nope.
My mother is lucky. She is 83, but my brother picks her up. It breaks my heart to think of these elderly sisters having to carpool, and they are so nervous about driving an extra 18 miles to attend meetings. I send my love to you guys, and I thank you for giving me the courage to speak out. I have successfully faded, at least until I get there on their radar, so I'm still able to talk with my mother. And this is the sad part about these congregations being, changed around and combined, and them selling the Kingdom Halls, is because now these poor brothers and sisters who can barely see at night to drive anyway, and if any of them get in an accident, this is Watchtower's fault.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I blame Watchtower for this.
Yes.
Because they're going to get to those meetings no matter what. And the elders aren't going to encourage them and say, oh, well, why don't you just get the phone tie in? They're not going to do that because they want the, body in the seat.
Yep.
So.
And let me just throw this in with the current JW, the sister that I was talking to today, in her neck of the woods, and I can't say any names just simply because she's so well identifiable in her circuit and in her area. But she also mentioned that in her area there are 5 Kingdom Halls closing and they're consolidating 5 into 1. So now there's 5 more, or probably 4 or 5 more Kingdom Halls in her neck of the woods that are going to be gone away with.
Yeah.
So, Watchtower, you guys are really feeling the crunch financially, aren't you guys?
And members are noticing.
Yes.
The members are noticing.
Yeah, and they're beginning to ask why. I thought Jehovah was blessing us with all this growth.
All right. I just wanted to mention real quick, I wanted to thank Trevor, who has sent me all this information and some elders' letters and stuff. But this is actually proof that Watchtower is still NGO members in with the UN and the OSCE Human Dimension Implementation meeting that was in Warsaw, because these are grievances, I guess you would call it, they have filed with the OSCE about them having problems being recognized and being banned and persecuted and all. And there's just country after country after country. Tajikistan? Is that how you?
I wouldn't even begin to try that.
Belarus? I mean, and like I said, Trevor sent me in just paper after paper, but I wanted to read what was at the end of these grievances or these objections, whatever they, want to call them, religious freedom concerns. Statement by the European Association of Jehovah's Christian Witnesses.
Religious freedom concerns? Watchtower, when have you ever been concerned about ripping apart families? You haven't, have you? What a bunch of hypocrites you guys are. You're crying to the United Nations with your grievances about freedom? My goodness.
Yeah, the OSCE Human Dimension Implementation Meeting in Warsaw. And this took place September 2016, but this is, what they filed. Jehovah's Witnesses have been without legal registration since 2007. As a result, the Tajikistan government views witnesses' religious activity as illegal. All levels of the judicial system have dismissed re-registration attempts. I can't read. Without legal status, authorities deny Jehovah's Witnesses the right to conduct religious meetings and assemblies, to own or use property for religious purposes, to produce and import religious literature, to receive donations, to carry out charitable activity.
What charitable activity? Holy crap! Wow.
And to invite foreign citizens to participate in religious events.
Wow. What? Hey, Watchtower, you know what you sound like? You sound like you guys need your diaper changed. My goodness. What a bunch of whiny crybabies. They've already gotten billions of dollars through all of this 100+ years, peddling their little magazines. Oh, have you seen the new latest Watchtower? Oh, here's your free copy. And now they're whining and crying? My goodness.
Oh, yeah. And they're still whining till the very end of this. But I just want to mention here, it says, the representatives of the European Association of Jehovah's Christian Witnesses met with some Belarus officials between 4 and 12 July 2016 in connection with what appears to be escalating legal difficulties in Belarus.
Yeah, so what, Watchtower? Nobody cares anymore.
And like I said, there's tons of these. I didn't print all of them up, but if you go to the OSCE, and look that up, the OSCE Human Dimension Implementation Meeting that was in Warsaw, and if you type in Jehovah's Witnesses and Watchtower, or this Jehovah's Christian Witnesses, these should come up for you. And I will put the link down below. But the religious freedom objectives. Now, this is how they end all of these grievances. Jehovah's Witnesses respectfully request the government of Belarus to, 1, allow Jehovah's Witnesses to register additional religious communities.
Additional religious communities? Surely that means kingdom halls.
I don't know. Number 2, grant permission for Jehovah's Witnesses to build new kingdom halls.
Well, apparently not. So now, really, what is the qualification of register additional religious communities?
Does that mean to register additional corporations?
That's what that means. Legalized corporations.
Okay, to build new kingdom halls and to issue occupancy permits to hold religious meetings in rented venues. Number 3, allow Jehovah's Witnesses to express their beliefs and distribute their religious publications freely without fear of being accused of illegal religious activity.
Good Lord, what a bunch of whining crybabies.
So thank you, Trevor. Appreciate it. And I want to thank Bobby for sending this to me. The Salt Lake Tribune here in the United States. The Mormon Church was honored for efforts to help child abuse victims.
Wow.
$5, Mikey. Watchtower didn't even get a mention or made this list at all.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably because Watchtower doesn't do anything to help child abuse victims. I mean, after all, when you go back and watch your Astoria Royal Commission, Jeffrey Jackson said, after being queried whether they would set up a fund or not, Jeffrey Jackson said, well, that would be something that we would consider.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Okay, Watchtower, I'm going to make you green with envy because this is what they said to the Mormon Church and what they're doing to help child abuse victims. The National Children's Alliance has honored the LDS Church advocacy for protection of and supportive care of victims of child abuse. See? Because that's what churches are supposed to do. Okay?
Yeah, and it's not to say that this problem doesn't plague them. It does, but at least they're willing to reach out. It appears to reach out and help the victims. Watchtower is not.
Well, it goes on in the article. The group praised the Utah-based faith for its compassionate, committed leadership among communities of faith as a national philanthropic tongue twister, partner of the National Children's Alliance and the Children's Advocacy Center movement, in addition to its long-standing support for Utah Children's Justice Centers. Jones stressed that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints primary organization, which represents 1 million children worldwide, works with other faith groups and social service agencies to make a difference in addressing child abuse issues. And he goes on to say, we have much work to do, and this is really only the beginning. So, I bet they don't have a 2-witness rule.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet they don't either.
Yeah. All right, now on to the stories from those nail in the coffin. Now, Phyllis, I love this one. Phyllis, you're adorable. Just want to hug you. She says, please put a nail in the coffin for me. I've been in since I was a little girl. I'm almost 80 years old now, so stick a pin in me. I'm done.
Hey, Watchtower, guarantee you'll never interview this 80-year-old sister on your one of your conventions.
Love it.
All right, well, we're glad that everybody stayed this long. I do have a closing comment, observation I want to make regarding a comment on one of our recent videos. I went through and read some of the comments.
Thank you, everybody, so much
yes,
for all your comments.
Thank you. I know that a lot of you friends have a hard time at first understanding where I'm coming from. I appear to have a lot of anger and a lot of bitterness and all this stuff. And I make no apologies for that, just simply because I'm using a technique that works. I want to be the apostate you love to hate. This is like some professional wrestlers. It's all about entertainment for these guys. You know, you may have a wrestler, and I don't know if you watch professional wrestling or not, and some people don't, some people love it. I happen to love it because I see the entertainment value.
He likes the smack talk.
Yes, because growing up, I always had certain wrestlers that I hated to watch. They would cheat. They would do everything wrong when it come to to wrestling. You know, maybe do things behind the referee's back and everything like this. But the thing that I enjoyed the most about the wrestler that I hated was the fact that he could talk some pretty damn good smack. And even though I hated the wrestler, I prayed to God that the following week they would put the microphone in his hand just so I could hear what was going to come out of this idiot's mouth. And that's kind of the approach that I take. Now, we've gotten hundreds upon hundreds of emails from people that said, you know, Mike, Kim, when I first clicked on your channel, I couldn't stand it because you allowed boisterous, bitter, angry, everything else. But now, I hope that every day you guys put up a video. It takes a little bit of time getting used to this. Well, some in the comment section have made remarks that you're going to use the loving approach to wake up your family members. That's all fine and dandy, but here's the caution. Even though you may be wide awake, and Armageddon for you is not right around the corner, as it is for the Jehovah's Witnesses. But for the Jehovah's Witnesses, there is something that is right around the corner. Let me explain. While you might be trying to wake your family member up with the most loving way possible, what if they get into an automobile accident tomorrow and they're taken to the hospital? And you get the phone call that says, you need to come down here. We need some medical decisions made because your mom is losing blood and that she needs a blood transfusion. Now, you're wide awake, and you're willing to say, yes, give it to her. But then the three monkeys in the suits show up. You know, the hospital liaison committee. And now you've got this struggle fighting for your mom's or dad's life. Who do you think's going to win that struggle? It'll be Watchtower. It won't be you. Because we've read hundreds upon hundreds of these stories in this particular struggle. Plays out in real life every single day regarding Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, the sad reality is that more often than not, your family member will lose their life because they refuse to take the blood transfusion, and these three monkeys in the suit will see to that. I just hope and pray that that doesn't happen, but the reality is it does happen more often than not. And I would really feel bad that while you're trying to take this loving, kind, considerate approach to wake up your family member, that 6-7 months after the event, that you don't beat yourself up because you weren't a little more forceful. You weren't a little more forthright with that message. See, when it comes to my mother, I've been forthright with her. I sent her a package a little while ago that had the penis on the back of the songbook, along with the updated version where they took out the penis and everything else. I sent her photocopies of the Imperial Bible Dictionary, and I highlighted how Watchtower manipulated the lie. And I said it in no uncertain terms. Did it do any good? No. But I'm hopeful that if something happens in her life that is tragic, as before mentioned through the illustration of maybe being in the hospital and needing a blood transfusion, maybe, just maybe, what I sent her will come to mind, and she'll be able to make a decision on her own without the three monkeys and say, yes, give me that life-saving blood. We don't know where our words are going to have the greatest effect on these people. But please, if that situation happens, do not beat yourselves up because you didn't take a more forceful approach. Because it's not worth it to beat yourself up. You don't like my approach? Hey, fine and dandy. I get that. But there are also others that feel it's better to be a little more aggressive with your approach, because the danger for the Jehovah's Witness dying on the operating table, refusing a blood transfusion is very real, and it could be imminent as tomorrow.
Or another child being raped.
Yes.
And, you know, I know some misunderstand, you know, don't mistake compassion or even a passion about what this cult is doing and an urgency, you know, don't confuse that with bitter and angry, because we're not bitter and angry, you know, we're just upset at the organization that they're getting away with hurting people and breaking up families and stuff. And it's very passionate, it's very close to our hearts, because, you know, we see the damage that is being done. And I know sometimes we may get a little forceful and aggressive, you know, and a little upset, but...
Well, here again, the best professional wrestlers that can talk the best smack are the wrestlers that absolutely love what they're doing. So don't ever mistake that we don't have any love or compassion for Jehovah's Witnesses, because we absolutely do.
We couldn't keep doing this if we didn't.
And here again, a lot of you folks do not see our side of the computer. You don't see it. This weekend alone, I gave up over 6 hours of my personal time, even time with Kim, talking to Jehovah's Witnesses on the phone that are just now waking up. Do you think that when I was talking on the phone with them that I was talking the smack like I do in front of this camera? No way. No way, because I won't do that. I won't do that when it comes to talking to people one-on-one. So you can go ahead and say all the disparaging comments you want. You can even mimic some of the other YouTubers when they call us, you know, the born-again Christians, or you know, the
crazy
evangelical wing from New Mexico, or you know, the stuff coming out of the cult compound in New Mexico. Go ahead and parrot all that stuff. Do you think it bothers me? Not when you don't see my side of the computer. Not when you don't see that. So understand a little bit more. Understand why I take the urgent approach I do. Because your family member could be the one lying on that operating table tomorrow needing a life-saving blood transfusion. And those 3 idiots, the hospital liaison committee, will show up and make damn sure it does not happen.
Exactly. And there was even one that, you know, said, oh, well, you know, can't watch them because they're very critical of Watchtower. But look at the damage Watchtower is doing. And that's the thing, is even if you're waking up, many may not realize the full extent of all the damage that Watchtower has done. All that they have done, all the skeletons in their closet, all of the children that have been raped. I mean, my goodness. I mean, like Mike said, if you've seen these stories we have coming in, and what we read on our Nail and Coffin,
it's not even a tip of the iceberg.
It's just a small, small percentage.
Yeah.
You know, I get hundreds and hundreds of these emails a month.
So when it's appropriate, I will continue to keep talking smack against Watchtower. Because I want to be the apostate you love to hate. Because even though you may hate my approach, nobody can argue with what's coming out of my mouth as being factual when it comes to the Watchtower Bible Tract Society. Well, because I know after 40 years experience.
Well, even one of the comments said, you know, they've watched other videos and they may not even remember what was said, but, you know, they'll watch one of ours and it's like, then they remember, oh yeah, you know, Mikey was ranting about this and it was something to do with something in their literature.
Yeah.
So, you know, they will remember, you know, just because it makes them an impression because Mikey was ranting.
You're just like the professional wrestler. You hate his wrestling style. You hate how he cheats. But man, you just look forward to the day they put that microphone in his hand and let him go for it. So anyhow, we love everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you
for your emails, your comments, you know, your PMs on Facebook. I have finally finished all of May's of everything. And if you want to get a hold of us, go to watchtower.expose and click on contact and send us a private email. Don't put it in the comments because the public will see it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I will get everything answered as soon as I can.
And on that note, Kim and I don't like to mention this because for me it's really kind of a sore subject because I see how others have been manipulated wrongfully into donating. But some of you have PM'd us privately and asked how they can contribute financially.
So if you go to our YouTube homepage and then right here in the right hand corner above subscribe, you will see the link to our website right here. And then you see the Google Plus. Well, then right here is PayPal. If you click on that, it will take you to a donation page. So, tried to make it a little bit easier so you don't have to go searching for our website, and for those of you who want to donate. And thank you so much, everybody, for your love and support. And we do appreciate for every, you know, donation each one of you gives us. And thanks to some recent donations, you know, you have taken care of our video editing program we were having because my old one had crashed. And so now I got a newer, updated one. And a newer, updated web camera now, too. So we can go back to Skyping now.
Yeah. Yep.
And also keep us supplied. And
we have plenty of pins.
Plenty of pins.
Yes.
So we have plenty of pins. Hopefully that will keep us going for at least another month or two.
Yes.
So thank you, everybody, for everything, for your
Jonathan,
love, support.
Thanks for the hat.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your love, your friendship, and I want ex-Jehovah's Witnesses to also know that there is a community of people of faith that are outside of what we would deem organized religion. Do not be afraid to approach these people and start talking with them, because I learned, even in my little association of rendezvous as mountain men, that there's a lot of Christian men in there, a lot of Christian people, women included, that are waiting for us to come out of these destructive cults. And they're waiting with open arms. Trust me. They're waiting with open arms for us. So don't be afraid to reach out to them, because their love for us is very strong and it's very real.
And
so
even these...
Thank you, Jonathan, for your love and friendship, and also Ron Berg.
And also these small churches, you know, these small community churches, you know, there's some wonderful people in some of those little churches, and, you know, ready to welcome you with open arms. And I know it's difficult for a lot of us because we recognize some of the cult indoctrination, you know, when we hear some of the preachers say these things. And some go to these little churches just for social, you know, events and just to make friends and stuff, which is okay.
And also keep in mind, we can help them with the dangers of identifying cults.
Oh, yeah.
We are in a very unique position today because we are escaping, in my opinion, one of the single most destructive, family-ruining, child sex abuse, spiritually destructive cults that this earth has ever seen.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
anyhow, we've bared our heart. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Thank you for reaching out, contacting us on the phone, because that shows Watchtower that their barrier, their wall of fear is coming down.
yes.
And that's a wonderful thing.
Yes, exactly. And let's hope that there's going to be many, many more that are waking up. And we all want to be there, ready to help them, support them, let them know they're not alone.
And there's plenty of room on this one yet. And if need be, I'll make another one.
Yep. And I think the new one for this November 1st should be a little bit bigger.
We went to January, remember?
Oh, that's right. We
so
go to January.
From January
so January
to January,
1st.
and I'll make a much bigger coffin.
Yep. We're going to get him some bigger boards. In editing this, I realized that I had forgot to mention a couple of things, so I just wanted to add those in here real quick. In the last one, we had talked about a congregation and 5 congregations in an area that had been dissolved. Wanted to mention that there are 2 more in that same area. And I want to thank Armageddon Watchtower. What an awesome video and a shout out. Cried through the whole thing. So thank you very much to the YouTube channel Armageddon Watchtower. Thanks, guys. We love you all. Yeah.
So this is goodbye for real, everybody. We love you. You have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and we will catch you next time around.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.